dun 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 dun. Welcome to another Getting Projects Done with me, Chris. Today, taking a break from Shroud Runners, Aeronautica Imperialis, all sorts of stuff. Oh, Eldar Corsairs, and we're working on Rangers today. Just because, they've been sitting on my desk for a while now. And yeah, I think it's time to get back to work and finish these guys up. I have two that are, part of the same unit. They were done, do it for tutorials and such. And I've been meaning to do, because this guy here was like another tutorial. And yeah, I've been meaning to do another tutorial on camo patterns, but I haven't had a whole lot of people going, oh, Chris, we really want, more tutorials. So that's why I really haven't bothered carrying that forward. So yeah, I was thinking though about doing the camo pattern on this guy. This guy here, as opposed to this one, because these were two different techniques in the video. This one here was done with regular Citadel paints, whereas this one here was done with contrast paints. And it gets the job done, but you lose this bit of that wonderful color depth that you can achieve, with just a couple coats of regular opaque color. To get to this level with contrast paints, it requires a bit more effort. It's not quite as easy. But yeah, I think that's what we will do. Let's get things started. I'm going to grab a holder for this guy here. I'm just going to use one of these Citadel ones. Just because it's so quick and easy to use. And we're going to do a quick little camo pattern on this guy. And I think with the other Rangers, because I have the other Rangers kind of blocked in, I only left the cloaks open so that, if I wanted to demonstrate a particular thing, I could. But I'm getting to the point now where it's like, well, I think I'm just going to end up just painting them. And of all the Rangers, this one here is my favorite. I like this one. This one's just so much fun. I could not tell you which doodad this is for the Ranger, but it's cool. I've seen some people also magnetize them so that you can, use the multiple options that they have, which is kind of interesting. I forgot to turn that on. There we go. But yeah, so we're just going to get to work and yeah. So get things started, I am going to grab a dark green contrast. Let's try Dark Angel's green. And actually to produce the lighter values, I think we're going to have to go with a regular Citadel color. Let's go with Strachan green. Yeah, we'll go with Strachan green. Is that Strachan green? That's Skarsnik green. No, I don't want Skarsnik. Strachan. There it is. So yeah, we're going to use some Strachan green as the very bright ones because we're going to emulate what we did on this one. But it'll be a little different, and I think that's fine if some of the Rangers cloaks are a little different. I'm not too worried about that. But I am going to use some Dark Angel, or maybe I can't remember what green I use now as the base. No, it's not Warpstone. Orc Flesh. Dark Angel's green looks like it'll give me a darker green, right? Than Orc Flesh. Yeah, we'll go with Dark Angel green. We'll try and keep it simple. Simple. And then basically we're just going to do the same thing we do with most of the other little chevrons and such. I'm going to turn this off. There we go. All right. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to just draw some little chevrons, little open diamond patterns onto this surface. Kind of like what I demonstrated in the tutorials. this is a nice dark green. This should work out just fine. And like before, we figure out where we want to begin laying in some of these colors. I'm just going to grab a little bit of green and just like that. Yeah. Just thickening them up a bit. Just a bit. Do, 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 do. You know, let's do a little small diamond right here. Right, actually, let's make it a little bigger. Just like that. On camera, it looks very dark. Almost looks like I'm drawing with black. To the eye, though, it's not quite as severe. Although, mind you, if I do lay up a couple layers on here, it'll probably get quite a bit darker. That's fine. Let's go with a nice bold line right across here. Oops, it's a little too thick. Oh well. Just work with it. If it's a little thick, that's fine. It's not going to hurt anything. Just like that. Let's imagine it starts in behind there. So come down like so. Come in like so. Yeah, it pretty much comes all the way down. And so that one will be coming in like that kind of angle. Somewhere like that. I actually want to thicken up these lines a bit. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. That's all right. The one thing I will recommend, if you're doing this by contrast paints, give some of these areas a moment to dry before you come in and refine the lines. Just because you can end up pulling at some of the paint, creating blank spots and, you know, all that usual, you know, stuff when you're painting. You know, if you're overworking the color. Like you can see there's a big wet spot right there. And if I worked the paint, obviously I'd pull at that paint and it'd create a big empty void in there, right? So you want to avoid that. Just don't do it. Now on the sleeves and the hood, you can pretty much get away with doing like either like some triangles or just like some, you know, chevrons, right? Like for example, I'll just do one right here. I'll just go boop, like so. And like so. All right. For the hood, it's pretty straightforward. Let's do a little triangle right around here. So let's go something like, you know what, let's do a solid triangle just to mess things up. Yeah, we'll just go like this. Bang, bang, and then fill that in. Something like that. And probably we could do just a little bar right in here just to break up that surface. Let's do a little bar right here. And then just create the illusion that the pattern just runs all over the place, right? On this side, we'll do another little, let's do another little triangle. But we'll do it on the back side here. So we'll go something like this. And then come across. This one actually we won't fill in. Do it something like that. Yeah, that's kind of fun, right? I know you guys probably can't really see too heavily. It's green. It's definitely green. But we can come in with an opaque color. Because here we're just we're not trying to stick entirely with contrast, but we're using contrast just to, kind of keep a bit of a vibe running here. All right, on this sleeve, I'm just going to do, actually, yeah, we'll do a big open triangle again. Do one running like something like this, and then like this. There. Okay. Okay. And just for gigs, let's put a little triangle or something impression of right there. Yeah, just to help break up these surfaces. Okay. I'm okay with that. Now, the Strachan green might be too light. Might be too close to the base. Yeah, maybe not. It might work. We'll give it a try. We'll see if it works. Give it a try. Giving a little mix-a-vous. There we go. Kim. Hey there, man. Hey there. Rangers today? Yes, Rangers today. Trying to get Rangers done. I'm in a birthday. Soon on my way home. Happy birthday. Or, well, whoever's birthday it is, happy birthday. I don't know whose birthday it is. But happy birthday all the same. Unless, of course, it's not a birthday. Your mother's husband. So, your father-in-law? Or stepfather? Is it your uncle? All right. Now with the Strachan green, it is an opaque color, so we're not doing a contrast because because contrast doesn't work in that fashion that you can lay a brighter color on top of these already translucent colors. Just because of the nature of contrast paints, it's a transparency, right? So there aren't any transparent whites in the sense that we understand white paint to be, opaque. It will sit on top of a surface. So we need a regular opaque color if we're going to build layers of transition on here. It's something we probably could have did initially when I was doing this in contrast paints. I probably could have started with some brighter values and then laid this mid-tone green and then laid the darker greens. So the darker greens would have been the final step, right? So you basically build your brightest values and then, you build downward. And that's really one of the best ways to work with contrast is like contrast paints, not contrast, but yeah, with the paints is you're basically building downwards all the time with the color. He is now 76, your stepfather. Oh, okay. Well, happy birthday to your stepdaddy. Happy birthday to you. All right, let's grab a little bit of Striking Green. Oh, shit, jeez. Good thing I had the bottle closed when I did that. I'm not going to bother with thinners. I am going to use just a little bit of water. Just a bit. Like that much water. Just the bristles are just a little bit swollen with water. Just to thin the color down a little. It's probably a little too thin, even that, but that's okay because we're looking to draw with this initially because then we can fill the color in later on. So, for example, let's go. Yeah, I'm going to start a chevron right here, a diamond. Just run right like that. Yeah, this is pretty light. I probably could have went with something a little lighter. And then whatcha? Oops. Whatcha? There we go. Yeah, it's not bad. Well, you guys can see it. Yeah, see, it's pretty close to the value of the cloak itself. And the cloak itself, I think, was Militarum green. And so this is pretty darn light. I'm going to have to go lighter. I will use Nurgling Green. Let's use Nurgling Green. Let's give Nurgling Green a try. Because Nurgling Green, as opposed to Striking Green, is a little bit brighter. And the chevron is pretty light. But, yeah. Yeah, we're going to go with the Nurgling Green. We'll give that a try. I myself is almost as old as my father got before he died. Oh, wow. So he died a young man. Yeah, my father pretty much was the same way. He was only in his late 50s, early 60s. My parents, though, were split up when I was a young lad. All right. We're going to try Nurgling Green next. If Nurgling Green doesn't work or doesn't look good, then I'm going to have to go with Ushabti Bone, I guess. Yeah, Ushabti Bone. 48 years old he was. Had a heart attack. Damn. So some Nurgling Green, we're going to slap that on. Oh yeah, this should work. This should work. I can already see a vast difference between the two sitting on my palette, right? So Nurgling Green should do the trick. Again, let's grab a little bit of water. Just making the brush swollen with a bit of water. That's it. Send this color down just a bit. Again, we're not looking to like really make it like an ink consistency, but somewhere close by. But not entirely ink consistencies. Yeah, this one's a lot better. I can see these shapes now. What's up, duder?
What's up?
I'm just working on some LDRs.
The AFC North got disgusting.
Okay.
The Browns got him.
Deshaun?
Money talks, dude.
Yeah, money talks, man.
I believe.
You believe?
I believe he was originally out, but Browns gave him an offer that you simply cannot refuse.
Just showed up at his house with a truckload of money?
230 mil fully guaranteed.
Oof.
It's the biggest contract in, like, fully guaranteed money in history.
Wow.
Yeah. So, when you got 22 civil lawsuits and the lawyers, you kind of need the money.
Yeah, a little bit. Fighting for your freedom gets kind of expensive.
But now the Browns fans can't fucking joke around my quarterback anymore. Because now they got a bigger predator at QB.
The biggest?
The biggest. But yeah, so that was breaking news just about 20 minutes ago. He chose Cleveland.
Damn.
And it sounds like Cleveland gave up like anywhere between 3 to 5 first-round draft picks. Like they literally dumped everything into this deal.
Wow.
So I'm okay with it. Puts more pressure on them anyways. Because if they can't bring a Super Bowl home in the next 5 years, then this has all been a waste.
Yeah, pretty much, right? Painting Rangers. Painting the camo.
Who's in the chat?
I'm talking to Kim right now.
Ooh. Painting some Rangers.
Yeah, Kim, he's a Norwegian.
Nice.
One of the monkeys from Norway. Let's come across this line right here.
One of the guys I was playing DVD with last night is he was from Norway.
Oh yeah? And you'd think that because I know a few of these Norwegian cats, I would, bother to pick up a little bit of Norwegian. But I haven't. Not that I couldn't be bothered, it's just haven't done it. Let's do a chevron right across here.
Yeah, I probably could have waited until you were upstairs, but it was breaking news.
Oh, it's breaking.
I just can't believe the money, dude. Fully guaranteed $230.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Oh, man, that's extremely wild.
Considering the fact that the guy could still end up in the clink.
That, and even if he is free of the civil charges, like the NFL can still suspend him.
Right, yeah.
And because his allegations are so much bigger than anything else, his suspension could be half a year, a whole year.
Right.
So that's like another year down the drain. It's crazy.
Yep.
But Browns got their quarterback.
Trying to put a little corner on here. There we go. Yeah, Nurgling Green is definitely the way to go here for this. I think it's working. It's working for this color scheme. I actually kind of like the look of this color scheme. It's a little bit different than what you see normally, and I like the brighter green. Now, of course, we can always push some of these values and such downwards, like in the shadows, and create some really interesting looks. We could also highlight the darker greens, just to, make them pop a little bit more. Like, we've got options here. We've got options. And I like that. I like having some options. Just because, sometimes you get a little fickle when you're painting and you're just kind of, do I feel like doing this? Do I feel like going this way? How do I want to go about this? I'm going to put a little triangle right here. Not in the gun. Yeah, right around here. Yeah. Got a little bit on the gun. That's okay. It's not the end of the world. Nope. Now I messed it up. Now that became a solid triangle. Screw it. We'll do it live. All right. Let's go. Yeah, you know what? Let's do a little triangle over here. Yeah, we'll go something like this right here. We'll go. And wood junk like that. We'll put this right up next to the darker one, just for some contrast, some visual interest. Just like that. You know what, screw it. I'm going to put a small little triangle in the back there. Or a little diamond, not triangle. Diamonds. Diamonds. Right here. We're just going to go boonk, 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 boonk. I kind of liked how it looked empty, but we'll fill it in. Just because I did it. Just because. Have to clean that up, but yeah. Just to break the surface up a little, you know. I have to reestablish that one there. I gotta pull it up to my face here so I can see clearly what I'm doing. Getting old, people, getting old. Getting old. Go. There we go. You know what? Let's put a little triangle right up here too. Right here. Yeah, something like that right there. Just to continue to break up these surfaces. Yeah. I'm okay with that. Painting this camouflage pattern is actually quite fun. It's really quite easy, all things considered. It requires you to be able to draw straight lines, but like once you get used to that requirement for doing this, it's really quite fun. There we go. Yeah, man. There we go. I'm just cleaning up some of these edges here. All right, we'll do a little triangle, or actually no, let's do a bar right across here-ish. Yeah, we'll do a little bar over here. Actually, you know what? Let's come through this triangle right here. We'll do a little line right across. We're going to do a line because we're doing lines now. And yeah, let's come across right here, right there, just for giggles. Yeah, I'm mostly okay with that. Yeah, like he doesn't feel exactly the same as like this one, but that's fine. You know, I'm okay with that. This one actually feels kind of symmetrical, and I don't think camo patterns should look symmetrical. Just for, you know, giggle's sake. I kind of feel like I need a small triangle right around here, though. Let's put one in. Let's get crazy. Let's do it right around here. Yeah. I have this off camera just because so I can see this properly. Of course, once you bring your eye up close to it, then you see other little boo-boos that you want to correct. But yeah, let's throw a little diamond right there. Just a little one. just to break that surface up. Basically, it's, you know, it serves kind of like a reminder that you're looking at a series of little diamonds, right? And they're overlapping and, you know, that kind of stuff, right? Let's go. Let's go something like this. Let's overlap that one there. Like so. We'll come across this way. Like so. Like that. Let's do another big one. Yeah, we'll do, imagine it's kind of overlapped this way. Like that. And like that. And of course, the more you practice, you know, doing these straight lines on a surface, obviously the better you will become. And I think that's really the point of giving something like this a try. You know, even if you're not that comfortable laying in straight lines. Now, in hindsight, I probably should have left the backpacks off so that I'd have a bit easier time putting the camouflage pattern on, and then, you know, put the backpack in place. But yeah, I kind of like how straightforward this looks. Like, even just for a tabletop, like, that's not bad, just on its own already. So I think we'll just simply build on that, mainly because, like, you know, most of the time I don't paint to any kind of, you know, like display type standards or anything like that. Like, see here, I want to put like a brighter diamond right in there, and it's going to be a real pain to get in there. So we're going to try and do it like this, like this, like this, and like this. There we go. So we just slapped a little diamond right in behind there, right in the back over there. Just got to reinforce it, and then I think I'll put like a little line right under there. Yeah. Like, nope, it's too much. Right there. And this is just, again, just to give the impression that these patterns are running all over the place on the surface, either as part of a characteristic of the cloak, or, you know, just crazy alien doodad technology, right? Alright. One more little diamond on this sleeve. Let's just create the point of one over here. Just like that. Maybe a bit bigger. Yeah. Just ends abruptly. Because again, all we're looking for is the impression of all these little diamonds, right? We don't have to actually draw a whole whack ton of diamonds on this surface to give it the impression of a diamondy pattern going on, right? We can do just straight up lines, little diamonds, you know, solid diamonds, big, thicker outlines, thinner outlines, right? You can vary it up. Like, you can make the camo pattern like really anything. And this is one of those things that, you know, I was a little surprised at coming out of, you know, the paint studio, as far as like aesthetics are concerned. I thought this was really, really interesting. Whoever came up with this on the painting team, the heavy metal team, whoever came up with this was having a flash of brilliance that day, I think, because this is really, really fun. I don't know who did it. I don't know whose idea it was, but it's a good idea. So now I'm just trying to neaten up some of these chevrons that I've painted. Solidify them. Make them look a little bit more appropriate. Yeah. Okay. So far, I'm mostly okay with all that. And that was relatively easy and straightforward to do. Because all it was this green, which was the Creed camo or Militarum green. I can't remember which one it was. But yeah. Sorry, I'm pulling it out of camera or out of frame again because I just want to neaten up some of these surfaces. Try and get this one that I have on the back of the cloak. Try to get this as neat as possible. And again, for some of you out there who have not painted your Rangers yet, yeah, I would highly recommend leaving the backpacks off. Just because it is kind of a pain reaching in behind the backpack. And the thing is that when you assemble these guys, leaving that backpack off doesn't make them look weird, right? It's not like a Space Marine where if you left the backpack off, you know, the Space Marine looks a little weird. Yeah, it's not like that. Really challenging to try and make 90-degree angles on curved surfaces. If you're looking for a challenge, that's the challenge. 90-degree angles on a curved surface. Already messed this one up. Okay. Yeah. I mean, if we want to take that further, we can. Is it necessary? I don't know. I'm kind of tempted to do it to the other cloaks now. To use this kind of technique on these other cloaks. Screw it. Let's do it. Yeah. We'll do it on these two as well. We'll get these cloaks ready, and we'll do the same thing. So basically it was Dark Angels green and Nurgling green. So we're going to put Strachan green away. So we're not using it. And we're looking for... What are we looking for? Creed camo, or was it Militarum green? I can't remember. I want to say it's Militarum green. Yeah, it's got to be Militarum green. I'll leave the Creed camo out. I'm pretty sure it was Militarum green I used. Got to give it a thorough mix. You can see the little pigments have settled to the bottom. There we go. Often we'll just leave a little dimple there of color. Oh, it takes a couple shakes and it goes away. Like that. Okay. Now then, yeah, so we're just going to slap this onto the surface. I am pretty sure this green that I did, I'm pretty sure it was Militarum green. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty confident in that. Probably wrong. We're going to find out here. I'm going to use wash brush here. Mainly because it's only just base coated and such, so I'm not really, too worried about hitting other areas. It was just really done more for videos and stuff, like just blocking in all these other colors. So, yeah. Yeah, it was Militarum green. Now, of course, you can see that we get this slightly splotchy appearance because of the larger flat areas of the coat, and we can always just like we did on the other one, we can always just stipple in color and create some visual interest like that as well, right? And for some of you, maybe that's all you want to do is just create a little bit of variation in the color and get you that camo pattern. That's entirely possible and reasonable, I would assume. Like so. Okay. Here we go. Yeah. Missed that spot there. There we go. Wee wee. Wee wee. I'm not too worried about any other color sitting on that white surface, just because, again, we're going to be putting chevrons and stuff all over this. Not too concerned about it. I think by this point, though, many of you probably already figured that I'm not too worried about a lot of things, so. Try not to let it pool too heavily. As contrast is wanting to do. We'll switch up brushes here so we can get into some of these little nooks and crannies. Actually, I'll close up to my face here so I can see what I'm doing. Just a bit. Too much there. Okay. Let that dry. Actually, hold on. Let's pull some of this excess color off. Okay. There's one. Have a sip of coffee. Some Java. I'll grab the next one. We'll work on this one next. I think I'll probably spend a little bit more time on this figure just because it's fun. I like it. I like the pose. I don't know. It's just a really cool looking figure to me. I like the little doodad. The little doodads. All right. Back to work. Try to take care of some of this heavy pooling here. Stipple the brush, just create little textures, break that surface up. Just give us a little visual interest, right? cloak. Or the hood, I should say. Okay. As easy as that. Give that a little time to dry. So then, let's come back to this one here. Do we really need to add shadows? We could. Maybe if we thin down Militarum Green, just wash the entire thing and then pull the excess off any of the high points. That's about the easiest way I can think of to do that. Especially on some of the lighter colors, it'll help push them down a bit. And then we can always come in with a highlight color for Dark Angel's Green, which would be what? What's the highlight color for Dark Angel's Green? I don't even know. I don't even play with dark greens. Hey, I'm back. Hey, Kim. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. We'll thin out Militarum Green. We'll wash the entire surface and then we'll pull the excess off, basically feathering the high points. That's what we'll do. Let's give whenever I notice that my contrast medium, you can see a little layer there, I always give it a little shake. You can see this bottle starting to run low on the contrast medium. Oh shit, dropped the bottle. But that's okay. That's getting really low actually. But that's okay, because I have more to refill the bottle. So don't worry about old Chris. Chris has got it covered. Alright. So first thing we're going to do, I'm just going to take just a little dollop of this. Just about that much. Throw it down to the palette. Put in 2 drops of medium. Just like that. Give this a good mix. Basically, we mix this until we don't see any kind of like veininess or marbling in the color. We want to make sure this is thoroughly mixed. And in fact, we could probably do just about the dampness of the brush. That should be fine. All right. So basically what I want to do is I want to push some of the darker color up towards the belt line and allow some of the darker color to sit in some of the recesses, but like on larger areas that are predominantly upward facing, like, you know, when you're looking at it like this, we're going to pull the color off. Pull it off? Yes, pull it off. So we're going to go like this. We're just going to like this. It's really, really fast and painless. Okay. Grab the brush and we're going to draw the excess off. Just like so. Down here. And so basically this is feathering. Same, got fluffies. Just like that. There we go. So basically all you're doing is you're just cleaning off your brush and then just wiping the excess paint away. That's it. It's not complex. It ain't rocket science. It's just painting. If cave people could be doing it thousands of years ago, I think we can manage, right? So we're just going to wipe off the excess. Yeah, just like that. Pretty much. Okay. Let's hit the other areas. So, ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk. Let's hit both sides of the sleeve. Okay. And then really fast, we're just going to draw the excess off the top of the sleeve. Allow some of that brighter color to remain. Okay. Grab a bit more color. And that is it, essentially. Right. Okay, grab a bit more color here. Hit the entire sleeve and the back side here. Clean the brush off. Feather that out. Now the hood. I'm going to grab a lot of color. We're just going to hit the entire hood with color. And then we're going to feather it out. Right on top of the head here. Wash the brush off. And then just draw this excess out. Just like that. There. That's it. It deepens up the color. Makes everything feel a little bit more together. Give us our crazy camo pattern. You know what? I'm okay with that. What color do we highlight Dark Angel's green contrast? What's the highlight color for that? I'm asking, seriously. I can't think of it right now. Would it be, and I can't even see it because it's so damn dark over here. Would it be, who could it be now? Castellan green? No. Cabalite green? No. Wall flesh? No. Well, wall flesh might work. Because Caliban green is essentially what that is, right? With a little bit of a highlight. So, would wall flesh work as the highlight color? Or would it be? No, Cabalite green's got too much blue in it. Castellan green? That's more camo green. That's not really Dark Angel's green. Maybe a little light highlight of Castellan green might work, though. Oh, shit. Dropping bottles now. Alright, we'll put Castellan green back. Which one was this? Lauren Forest? No, it's a little too light, I think. No, I think we're going to go with a little bit of wall flesh. It's not quite as camo green as... What is it? Castellan green? At first, I thought I was tripping. The side of the bottle looks blue. But it's green. I thought I was tripping out here. I was like, did somebody mess with my green? Let's give that a mix. Seriously though, folks, what is the highlight color for Dark Angel's green? Like if you were using a base coat of Cabal green, or what is it called? Caliban green? What would be the highlight color? Because like back in the day, I would have probably went Dark Angel's green, and then whatever the mid-tone green is. What is the mid-tone green now? Warp block glow? Or warpstone glow? Where is my warpstone glow? What is the mid-tone green now? Warpstone Glow, yeah. Maybe I should just use Warpstone Glow. That's a little too bright, though. Whereas Wall Flesh has got a nice, you know, muted value to it, right? Like, Warpstone Glow is just a little too bright green. Right? No, I think I'm going to stick with Wall Flesh as the highlight color. We're just gonna put a little bit of highlight on the dark chevrons, just to see how that looks. Just a light little highlight. We're not talking massive highlights here. And we're going to concentrate most of it probably towards the edges of the cloth and the high points. In fact, we're probably only going to need a little bit with a little bit of medium. And for anybody who was curious, yeah, the blue's gone now. It's mixed. So, do that. Not sure why I just rinsed off my brush. Grab a little bit of Lamy and medium, give that a mix. Okay, yeah, that looks way better. We'll put in 2 drops, just like so. Give this a nice, thorough mix. Again, we're not looking for it to be like a wash or anything like that. We just wanted to glaze in some very, very light transitions in here. And also, if we make a boo-boo, it's not very difficult to clean up. Kim, the Citadel app says the highlight color for Dark Angels Green is Warpstone Glow and then Moot Green. Yeah. That feels like if you're doing Dark Angels, right? Because if you do Caliban Green and then you just do the edge highlights, it's just, yeah, Warpstone Glow. And I mean, if you really wanted to finesse it, right, you mix a little bit of Caliban Green with Warpstone Glow, and yeah, I get it. Yeah, I think that's pretty much how I used to do greens in that fashion, but yeah. All right. So let's start off some highlights over here. Just like so. Okay. Yeah, it lightens it up a bit. On camera there, that chevron or that line looks really, really light. But to the eye, it's not that bad. Like, it doesn't go as bright as it looks on camera for whatever reason. Probably should clean up the corner first. Definitely knocking some of the color contrast out of it. but it's not bad. It definitely feels a little bit more subdued. If I hate it afterwards, once I'm done working on it all, I can always change it. I was just thinking that I could probably thin out the Dark Angel's green into a very thin glaze and then just resaturate this space. I might have to do that just to bring a bit more depth in there again, just because the orc flesh is very subdued, but I don't know, it's not working very well right next to some of these other, because these other colors have a bit more yellow to them, whereas this green is more desaturated, and so it's not quite the same. I'm not 100% feeling it, so we are going to have to correct the color a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. Is that everybody? Oh, the chest. Yeah, I'm going to have to resaturate these areas. Yeah. And it doesn't look bad, but it's not exactly what I was looking for. But I think if I went with any lighter green or, more saturated green, like if I went with the other colors, I don't think it would have worked out as well. So I am going to come back in with some Dark Angel's green. Kim, they use Strachan green for the highlights on Dark Angel green contrast. Strachan green? Yeah, I tried the Strachan green at the beginning, and it was just a little too close to the main cloak. The main color for the cloak is Militarum green. That's the color of the cloak. And Strachan green, when it's thinned out like this, is just a little too close to the main color. At the very beginning of this video, when I did that chevron coming across, yeah, it looked too close to the main color. It got lost. It did. So we're going to take a little bit of the Dark Angel's green. I'm just going to take a little drop of it. Thin it down with some contrast mediums. It's probably too much, but it's okay. Contrast medium. Let's put this over here. Yeah, you can see how, like, when you pull it out, right? How saturated that is. Yeah. So we're just going to throw 2 drops in. Thin it down. We'll probably do a little bit of water as well, just to thin the color down. Because I'm looking to just resaturate the area with this green. And I want to bring some of that darker value back in. So I'm going to take, that's probably too much water, so I just give it a quick snap. And then whatever's left in the brush, that's what I'm going to use. And of course, before we get right to it, I am going to test it out. Can you guys even see what I'm doing? Yeah, you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to go with this. I'm just going to push the color towards the center. Yeah, see, that looks a lot better now. Yeah, I like that. I like it a lot. Plus, coming back in with this color allows me to reestablish some of these lines, make them a little cleaner. Just like that. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Now here I do want to finesse it a little bit because I want to make this little corner just a little sharper. Just like that. Yeah, there we go. Just makes that a little bit sharper. And you can see now how the chevrons, because now they're just a little bit more saturated again, that they don't quite disappear into all the color, right? A little more angle, a little bit more correct. Thicken up this line, just like that. There we go. Yeah, so now it's kind of hard to see on camera, but you can still see the highlight still persists through the color, but we got a little bit more contrast going on now, which is what we want. to fudge a little bit and kind of messed up the angles here on this one. Too far. It's okay. And there. I am mostly okay with this. Just push some of this deeper color around. Let's make that angle more this way. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. There's this little line back here. I think I want to fix a little bit more. Just a little bit. So I'm going to use pure, undistilled Dark Angels green. I just want to re-solidify this line here. Bring it to a nice 90 degree, or well, sort of like a 90 degree angle. Like that. There. That feels better. Yeah. There we go. That's it. Is that it? I think that's it. This one here, like that. Bring that to a nice point. There we go. Yeah. There we go. That's it right there. There we go. All right, now I'm happy with it. We are mostly happy with that, right? Mostly, kind of, sort of, maybe. I think if I do another unit of Rangers, I think I will do them without their backpacks. Initially, when I was assembling these, I was kind of like rushing through them just to try and, get them done, but yeah, I'm mostly okay with that. So we will leave that be. You know what? I'm just going to take them off this stand here, or this holder. Put them down there. Put that back. Oh, I'm out of coffee. What time we at here? Hour 20. I will be right back. You guys, you know what? Here, let's see if this completely messes things up. I wonder. Yeah, this should be fine. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. We back? We back. We back. We back. Alright. Okay, so we back. Kim, I also regretted that I glued the backpacks on the Rangers. Would have been a lot easier to paint them without the backpacks. Yeah. Thankfully, though, like the backpacks... like they're keyed for the back, and it feels like they're mostly individual. So it feels like the backpack for this figure is specific to this torso. So you would have to be kind of careful, you know, painting them and then remembering which model. But I mean, the guides make it pretty straightforward. So, and the thing is the backpack, like the model without the backpack, it doesn't look funny. It's fully detailed so that you could have all those little things in the back, right? You know those little dimples on the back most Guardians have, right? They kind of have that. You know, like where the aerials stick out? It's kind of like that detail. It's like these guys basically are wearing cloaks on top of Guardian armor, right? I think that's supposed to be the vibe. Okay, so I'm mostly happy with that cloak, but I'm not happy with the red of the armor. Now again, this guy was painted entirely in contrasts, so maybe I should do more like what I did on this guy with the opaque colors. Because this guy here done in opaque colors feels more complete as opposed to this guy. This guy feels kind of, well, he's brighter, but yeah. Now the question becomes, should I paint over this cloak with the urban camouflage? Or should I leave him as such? Hard to say, right? Hard to say. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I repaint that cloak and do it green so he fits in more like with the rest of these guys? Or leave him as such just because? You know what, though? Yeah, I'm going to put this guy back on the holder. We're not done with him because I'm going to touch up the armor and everything. Oh. I don't feel like I need to touch the leather. I just want to make the red armor bits a little bit better. So for that, we're going to come over to some Evil Sun Scarlet, and we're just going to just glaze in some little transitions on there. Nothing terribly complex. Kim, yeah, the backpacks only go on one of the models in the set. I tried to switch to see if it was possible, and it was not. Oh, really? Okay, yeah, I didn't try that. I basically, when I was going through following the guides, right, I was going like one model at a time, as one does, and yeah, let's give this a shake on the mixer. Kim, they don't have to have the same camo. I would just leave it in urban. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning that way because initially what I was going to do was demonstrate the Rangers in contrast paints in normal opaque colors, then demonstrate the camo pattern in, you know, urban camouflage, wooded camouflage, and then of course I was going to save the other ones and do like desert like colors, like browns, right? That was my initial idea. I just never got around to doing the desert camo. I had every intention of doing it, just never got around to it. All right. Do I need to wash this right now? No. Okay, so we're going to add a drop of medium. Just one drop. And I suppose if I want to do them in desert, I can always do it on the Shroud Runners. Although I do intend to pick up more Shroud Runners. And I'm probably going to pick up another box of Rangers as well. So. Now these guys aren't available separate yet, right? I pay attention, but I don't. But yeah. So with this, all we're going to do is just reestablish some of the high points on the red bits of the armor. I'll probably do it on the other guy as well. So yeah. Yeah, Kim, yeah, you like the urban camo? You did all yours? Yeah. No, it's just the Eldritch Omen box so far? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so like if I do another box of Rangers, when I do another box of Rangers, I probably will do a mix of contrast and opaque colors, just because it's fairly quick to kind of get through them in that fashion. You know, like when we paint our models, a lot of times we end up thinking like, well, I'm just going to use normal colors, or I'm going to use just contrast. I'm going to use just this solution and not really kind of mix and match, right? And I think we kind of hurt ourselves creatively when we do that, when we adopt that kind of mentality that we're just going to do it in one particular fashion and not use all the tools at our disposal to achieve our desired results. And I think that hurts us creatively when we do that, when we think that way. You know. Brighter band in there. We'll glaze in a few steps between that, just so it doesn't look so abrupt. Yeah, we definitely need to glaze some in. Mainly because I think I was with some of the green paint or contrast I was using was on top of the red, and of course when you have red and green on top of each other, they neutralize and they go darker, right? So yeah, we'll have to correct that up a bit, just a bit. So now to fix those shoulder pads, we're going to take some of the red and thin it down with some water, turn it into a thin glaze, and then just glaze a few transitions in, just so we get a slightly better gradient going on. Kim, I mostly mix my paint jobs using both normal acrylics and the contrast style paints to do stuff. Yeah, exactly. Almost every model now that I think on it. Yeah. Like contrast, I mean, like when you're starting out painting, it is a really good way to, you know, power through some of your paint jobs, and it makes life a little bit easier. But mixing and matching opaque and contrasts, right? Like you've seen earlier how I wasn't happy with how these darker chevrons were going, and I wanted to resaturate it, and contrast paints are a great way to do something like that, where you've elevated the color up but you're not happy with how you've desaturated the color by adding grays or whites or anything like that to the color, right? And so coming back to the base contrast that you used, thinning it way down and then resaturating that area again, but still retaining all your highlights you did, you know, it's a great way to go about that. All right, so we're gonna grab a heavy amount of water into the brush, grab just a little bit of the red, thin it way down, just like this. You can see how really translucent it is, but that's the quality we want. Let's soak a bit of the moisture out of the brush, and then we're gonna just put a few glazes in. Just slowly resaturate this area. Again, like I said, with the green contrast paint, we ended up making the red a bit darker, because again, when you put green on top of red, they neutralize each other because they're complementary colors. And complementary is not colors that look good next to each other. Complementary is colors that complete each other. Joint again, build up a little bit more color. Yeah, we'll push it towards his toe here. I'm just creating some lighter transitions on the toes. I'm just trying to, you know, help blend these colors together.
shoulder pad here is dry, so now we can put in another layer. So you can see. And you may notice how my brush stroke, I am bringing the paint towards the outer edge here. And that is so that the color builds up towards that edge. But because we're working in thin colors, we can just simply continue to push that color around. You can see how there's an abrupt line, and I want to create a transition there, right? So we just keep bringing the color towards the edge. This side wasn't quite dry enough yet, but that's okay. That. So again, all we're doing is we're just knocking back that abrupt red line we created, and we're just creating a slight gradient there. And you can see we're already starting to win that battle. You can see how like the abrupt line isn't quite as obvious anymore because we're slowly pushing that darker color back towards the seam of the green. Over here, it's still very abrupt, because we got to do just a few more in there, but yeah. Again, like I'm not looking to, make this a perfect color gradient or anything like that. I just, don't want it to be abrupt. I just don't want it to be too obvious, Sid Tyler, they do look good though. LOL. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm mostly happy with the Rangers. I think I like this look here with the more brighter green, and then the really pale light green, and then the darker green, as opposed to what I did here, which was a little closer to what G-Dubs did for theirs. I like it, but it's really dark, and I actually like this more brighter green as the main base of green, right? Yeah. Anyway. All right, so let's grab a little color. Let's keep just glazing in these transitions here. So I'm only applying paint probably about halfway on the surface as opposed to what I initially did. And this really, really thinned out color is working out pretty well. So the tip of the brush is only going a couple millimeters past into the darker area. That's it. Okay. Give that a sec to dry. We'll come back and do a couple more glazes there. Kim, I had to buy a new snakebite leather pot and a plaguebearer flesh pot. I used them up, but I got the full line of contrast on release day, and they lasted since then, the first pots. When did contrast come out? 19, right? That was 2019 when that came out. So yeah, that's not bad. I mean, like, most of my paint pots I got when contrast was released, and yeah, most of mine are still pretty full. A few of them are probably pretty light, probably the blues and the yellow. I like the yellow, just to starting off the yellow. Iandin yellow is a great way to start, and then you can just kind of like start it off really thin, goes a really bright yellow, and then is if you build up more and more layers and create that gradient, yeah, it's really easy with the yellow. Anyway. All right, we're grabbing a nice generous amount of water again into the brush. I'm going to grab a little bit of the red. I'm going to make another glaze. I don't run it into this little pile just because this is a bunch of dried paint. And if you're ever glazing and you end up with like little chunks in your paint, it's usually because you worked with like drier paint. And so this is just to avoid that. That's all. All right. Back to some glazing. Yeah, see, I'm mostly happy now with this slight gradient we got going on here. In fact, I'm going to push more red towards the center. So I'm still laying it down, but a millimeter past where the abrupt line is. And so we're just slowly building this out. I know normally I would not bother with this. I probably would just rather do like an edge highlight and be done with it, but I want it to be predominantly mostly red, like a bright red, as opposed to a darker red, just so it, you know, feels closer to my Samhan, right? That's the only reason. And that's the only reason why these are painted to look kind of like the GW scheme, because the GW scheme is Samhan, and that's the craft world I play, and yeah, that's why I do it. So now on camera, you can kind of see how the shoulder pads they don't feel as abrupt anymore, right? You got that nice little gradient going on, and that's what we were looking for. And so now it feels a lot brighter than it did before, right? Right? A few more layers. Build brightness right up in the center. Yeah. And again, if I feel like this goes too bright, I can always come in with Cardboard Crimson or Mephiston Red, or even what's the red contrast? Flesh Terrors? Yeah, we can even come in with Flesh Terrors and build this back up, or push it back down, I should say. I'm gonna use some of the normal color here. I just want to build up just a little bit more color intensity here. Yeah, something like that right there. That's too much. There we go. I think that's it. I don't really feel like I need to push that any further. Again, spending a lot of time just, you know, correcting those shoulder pads. But now they feel a lot brighter, and they feel a little bit closer to this guy's. A little bit closer. I mean, we could glaze. I mean, there here went dark red and then edged it really bright, and then that final highlight is also Wild Rider red. I don't know if we'll go Wild Rider red there. Might do it once I got the rest of the unit painted up, but yeah. So there's still quite a bit of work to be done. Yeah. All right. How are these guys doing? These guys should be fully dry by now. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. You can see here I deliberately laid a bit more stippling down just to create, like, you know, just uneven patterns on the surface. I didn't let the color build too heavily in recesses or anything like that. So, yeah. Because like I said, once we lay the chevrons down, we can come back in and lay a thinned out version of Militarum Green to marry those transitions together. But yeah. So there we go. What time we at? 19 minutes left. Have a sip of coffee. Now then. So this Ranger, I would say, is pretty close to being done. I could probably hit it with another layer of black on the gun, just to solidify some of the areas that I want to be really black, as opposed to what I did on this guy, which was black and then laid gray highlights in. I painted this one here in a normal fashion. Demonstrated on the videos. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll try and post the links over here for anybody who's not watched them. All right. Well, you know what? Since rather than starting a new thing, I will push black on here. Yeah. The browns, that was, I'm pretty sure, just Sigor brown or something. Oh, I made boo-boos over there. Have to correct that up. But the browns, I mean, like, if you come in with just like 2 layers of brown, yeah, and you give it a light dry brush, like, what else do you need to do? I mean, it looks like leather, right? Like, most of the effect is really looking at this camo pattern, and that gives it the impression that it is, you know, fully painted, right? Yeah, I'm mostly happy with how that looks, though. I like this level of green as opposed to this one. That just feels a little too dark. You know. But then again, I mean, like, shit. Ooh, you know, it'd be a fun one? I'm not going to do it on my model. But as an idea for anybody out there, doing this camo pattern, what if you did it in, pick your colors, like primary colors. So imagine it's entirely red with yellow and blue diamond pattern, or tertiary colors, or secondary colors, even a rainbow of colors, where you had a rainbow gradient and all the chevrons were also opposite rainbow gradients. That'd be crazy. That'd actually be kind of cool, actually. All right. Sitting here gum flapping about this shit. Yeah, we're just going to come and lay a little bit more black. I just want a little bit more black in the middle of the barrel, on these shadowy points on the main body. That's all. Yeah, we'll give it a mix. Just a little mix, because I was using this earlier. We're going to use it undiluted. And yeah, we're just going to go, I'm going to start right in from the underneath here. We're just going to come in, just lay it like that. Boom. Just in the lower half. Do more of the casing. Just like that. Yeah. Try and pick this cable out again, because we nicked it earlier. And do this underside as well. Just like that. And like that. Get that separator. A little bit more separation. Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Do the other side here. Do the cables. Make the cables nice and dark. Just like so. Catch the top of this gun here because this little spot is annoying me. There. Yeah, that looks a lot better now. It's a lot more contrasty. Again, contrast paints are a really fun way to quickly block in and just lay in some really fast ideas. It's like sketching, you know, for any of you artistic types out there. It's like just doing a quick preliminary sketch of an idea of what you want to do on a surface. I'm trying not to hit anything here. I'm trying to get this casing. Just like that. Just like that. There. Yeah, I like that. I like how that looks a lot better. And again, it's like a minimal amount of effort, and I achieve something that looks all right. didn't have to kill ourselves trying to make this look really kick-ass, right? Mainly because you're going to deploy a bunch of these and then you're going to slap them on a table. They're going to get smoked and you're just going to scoop them off the table anyway. So, you know. Okay, you know what? Just for giggles, we are gonna glaze in just a little bit more brightness on these shoulder pads. Just because we can, and because we got time. We have time to do something like this. Take a little bit more. Take it way down. Yeah, right there. Yeah, that's it. Wipe the excess off. This is just to really resaturate the color in this area. Sometimes forget about these little doodads. Oops. Hit that spot of the cloak. A little dot of red. Get that rid of that. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I like that a lot better now. Just resaturate it up a bit. Feels like, you know, part of the same thing. Yeah. There we go. Okay. It was just a quick little change up in his look. Sip of coffee. What time we at here? 10 minutes left. Not even 9 minutes. The clock is counting down. Counting down. All these little ads running. Alrighty. Well then, I don't know if I really feel like jumping into something else at the moment. So, any questions? Any thoughts? No? Pretty much kill it there. These things here. I don't know if you guys remember last couple episodes ago, we were applying the transfers to the cowls of the bikes. I'll show you guys how they turned out, in case anybody was wondering. Although I imagine probably not too many were wondering, but yeah, it's just a focus here. So you guys can kind of see. Actually, let me turn on this light. Turn it down, 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 down. Yeah. And so you can see now how the decal or the transfer fell into the recesses. I don't know how well that's showing up for you guys, but the transfer is right into that surface there. So yeah. And that's all the bikes. Like, there we go. Just got to get all the... Oh, shit. There we go. And it's just simply a case of getting all the riders done and getting them ready. But yeah. Then this unit will be done. Start playing with them. I think what I'll do for these guys, once I get the riders done, is I will seal the models, but I think I'm going to give them a matte finish. It's just so that they don't feel exactly the same as the rest of the jet bikes. Because my other jet bikes, they all have a more of a glossy finish, just like everything else of Samhan that I do. I give it a glossier finish. I think with the Shroud Runners, I'm going to give them a matte finish, just so that they are visually distinct from the rest of the Samhan Force, where they're, you know, bright and shiny and, you know what I mean, like everything like that. And the Shroud Runners will be more subdued. They'll be flat, you know, so feels just different, right? Kim, did you get all the Corsairs built? I did not. Nope. No. Mainly because I was working on them on camera, and then, you know, stopped because other things, other projects on my plate. So yeah, but yeah, with the Corsairs, yeah, we just got just these two guys done yesterday, and yeah, but I'm working on other things right now at the moment, and not that they're really time sensitive or anything like that, but yeah. I'm not too worried about getting them complete by any particular time, but I do want to have predominantly a lot of the heavy work done. And then I might, if I'm feeling very adventurous, I might actually, you know, do a tutorial or two if I feel it kind of necessary, or, you know, not so much necessary, but, you know, worthwhile, I guess. Kim, I did finish the vampires today that I was painting when the Eldritch Omens box showed up and I got distracted. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, that's what happens to me. You know, I'm working on projects and then, you know, something else comes along. Ooh, you know, jump on that. So, ooh, yeah, jump on that, you know. So, yeah. All right. I think we're done. I want to thank you guys for tuning in today, and for everybody, you know, joining in the voice chat or voice chat. Actually, nobody showed up in the voice chat today. Barfing Sheep, he had prior commitments, and Boop, I believe, mentioned he had prior commitments as well. But either way, it's a Friday. People are busy. People got other things going. Today, also, the weather was nice in my area, so I imagine in a lot of other places, the sun was shining, and it was just too damn nice to stay in and paint, which is fine. I completely understand that. Doesn't hurt my feelings. Kim, it's probably a good thing to put a video or two in the fresh tips section now and then. Yeah. And that's usually what I leave, because I have, like, as far as like how I run my schedule, Sunday, Mondays, and Tuesdays, you know, I'm working on other stuff, but that's usually working on other projects behind the scenes for upcoming releases, right? And yeah, and right now I'm working on something really, really fun that I'm excited about, and yeah, but it is a project. I've gotten, like, you know, I'm about if I was to factor in a guess about how far into the model I am, I'm about 25% of the way through the model. A lot of the model is painted. A lot of the overall feeling of the model has been painted, but now it's refining, you know, certain aspects. And yeah, but I'm super pumped to work on it. I wish I could show you all. I wish I could just start working on it right now and just keep working on it, but Nature of the game, right? Nature of the game. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for tuning in today, and I will see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to leave comments down below if you guys enjoy these kinds of videos of what I'm working on, and feel free to let me know if there's any projects you guys would like to see me return to, or expand further, or whatever. Feel free to share your opinions. Kim, weigh the brush tomorrow? I'm pretty sure I will be doing a show tomorrow. Yes, weigh the brush Saturdays. Feel free to tune in live. Ask your questions. I'm a firm believer in there are no dumb questions, so feel free to ask your questions. And yeah, that's it. Kim, you got any final words of wisdom? Final thoughts, as it were? I'm going to sip a coffee while that permeates through the interwebs. We got a bit done today. I mean, we refined this guy's chevrons and his camo pattern. We got some color down on those guys. We've pretty much already kind of worked out how we want to go about painting the cloaks of these rangers. It's really simple, straightforward. Yeah, I'm pretty okay with it. And I like the look. I like the look actually better than the one I did with opaque colors. So I think that's the way I'm going to go with these rangers. And if I get another set of them, maybe I'll do them more. Maybe not, whatever, but yeah. Kim, paint the fucking models and become a patron, for fuck's sakes. Link below. There you go. You heard it from the man himself. I will see you guys later. Take care of your brushes. They'll take care of you. And I will see you guys at some point in the not too distant future. It feels like it should have like some, crazy kind of dark synth music playing, kind of like Blade Runner or something, in the dark, far future. That was terrible, I know, but anyway, I think you guys get the point. All right, let's get the hell out of here.